Across the board, from the privates to the colonels, everyone there in that unit felt that they were doing the right thing, that this was the only thing that could be done to stop Sauter's militia, that this was absolutely necessary.
Despite the destruction overall, I think the last couple of weeks have been a great thing for this beautiful city.
However, I did get the sense that on some level they were disturbed by the level of destruction. They knew that most of the buildings that were heavily damaged, the markets that were destroyed, the schools that had been blown out, most of that damage was from U.S. forces.
You know, if you're calling in an Apache helicopter to fire a Hellfire missile at somebody, you know, you're not really thinking of damage to a building, you're just thinking of the target.
It was probably unavoidable, but to convince people that have lost absolutely everything, from their home to their job to quite possibly family members,
be safe.
To convince those people that they're better off is impossible, because the answer is that they're really not. On a personal level, they're not better off.
We spent the week in an Iraqi police station. It was kind of like an empty building, not too badly damaged.
RPG holes? I was one of 2 women out of about 200 people in this Iraqi police station. It was mostly American soldiers, but there also were some Iraqi police officers that were there, and some Iraqi soldiers as well. And it was at times very difficult.
I think it was kind of a novelty and quite exciting for them to have a woman there in their midst, you know, on the front lines. I think they were very surprised actually, and a number of them said to me, you know, wow, you know, look, she's right here out on the front lines, you know, very impressive.
There was one shower and it was out in a courtyard and everyone could see into it. If you walked around the courtyard inside the building, you could look down into the shower. So there was no way that I could ever take a shower there. All the guys did without any problem. And the bathroom was just disgusting. They had jerry-rigged a chair, just a normal seat, like a table chair, but had taken out the bottom of the chair so you could sit on it. Soldiers missed the comforts of their base just north of Baghdad, but adapted regardless.
Ain't the best, but it's all right. It's livable. You know, running water, you got air conditioning sometimes when the power doesn't run out.
If you don't wash it yourself, it doesn't get washed, basically, right?
Basically. If it doesn't get washed, you're going to wash it yourself. You'll be wearing dirty clothes the whole time you're out here, so you don't want to do that. You want to keep it clean as possible.
There almost seems no point in the August heat of southern Iraq, where it is 120 degrees in the shade. Clothes and bodies don't stay clean for long. The soldiers stink. They're sweating nonstop. All day long they sweat because it's so hot. And they all smell like boys. They all smell like sweaty, dirty boys. But I was not the only one struggling with the conditions. A small group of Iraqi translators were having serious trouble with the food. Military rations known as MREs.
Actually, MRE sucks. But it's better than finding nothing to eat. Right now, it's good for us.
So it's just slightly better than starving to death?
Better than starving, yeah.
You get so consumed with what you're doing, you're so busy, and the story is so fascinating, that these discomforts, the bed might not be comfortable, the food might not be that good, the bathroom isn't that great, they're really on the periphery. You don't really think about them too much because you're so involved in what you're doing on a day-to-day basis. There is some legitimate criticism that this is not the best way to cover the story, the entirety of the story. But much like the end in the war, this is an important element of that story. You can't tell the story of Najaf just through the things that I did and the things that I saw. The people of Najaf, the Mahdi army, and the Iraqi interim government all have important stories to tell. But you won't understand what happened here unless you listen to the soldiers, too. This is Stephanie Gosk for Nightline in Najaf.